guys. Alright, so we are at Matthew's work here. And for those of you that don't know, he makes Play-Doh. And yes, I mean actual Play-Doh.
And that's why I have like
the actual Play-Doh. So if you go in the store and you see it and it's the ones that say Made in USA, right here, he made it, right here.
But guys, you can definitely tell he does because I have like
Play-Doh. The kids have like an endless supply of Play-Doh. This is also where they make the board games. So Monopoly, Sorry, what is it? Milton Bradley games, Hasbro games, whatever. Which one is it? Hasbro games, whatever. Monopoly and like the actual board games. So they do a family day every year. This is his second year. We're gonna go in. They're doing a tour right now of the plant. Is that what you would call this? Yeah. Warehouse? I don't know. It's huge. And then we'll go have some fun, eat some food. How much money is it? 100. See, he makes the games.
look, it's Monopoly.
Sorry, that's probably our Candyland.
Yeah, it's
Twister, Connect 4, Memory. I think my favorite game probably out of all of them is Sorry. I like and Trouble. Look, it's Star Wars. Ayden's in his glory. It's Buzz Lightyear. Connect 4. I like yeah. So Monopoly money in here. All lined up in here. All there. They think of the little houses for Monopoly. These are like the game pieces for Monopoly. It's like very curly and low. These are the machines he uses. Games you get, guys. Candyland. What do you get? Battleship. Nice. Oh! Oh, go out of my hand. Alright guys, we're home. That was fun. So we're kind of talking about going to Fright Fest. It starts tonight and that's at Six Flags. And that's all the zombie stuff and all that. But I'm kind of wondering, because normally by now costumes are finished and then we usually use Fright Fest as a sort of a whether or not we need to tweak the costumes, fix them if something happens, because it's a lot of walking in and out of the costumes, so it helps to have sort of that reference, what needs to be fixed and tightened up and that kind of thing. So, it's usually what we do, and I'm wondering if we should wait to go and then work on costumes tonight, because I actually haven't even started, and honestly, that's so not me. We're usually done by now. I don't know. I'll talk to them and see what they want to do. In the meantime, it's the Friday update. So, and actually, it's Saturday. You guys can hear this thing clinking, huh? It keeps like making noise. But was busy yesterday all day, and I didn't have a chance to come out here and do it. So I'm gonna do it right now. And we'll just start right here with everything. The fall garden is coming in really, really well. I'm pleased with it. I have to say I haven't been out here as much as I'd like to be just because of everything that's been going on. I've been so busy. And then, of course, we had the renewal, and that took up a lot of time. But I've got a little more time on my hands, a little more time, because now comes the fun fall stuff, which we do every single year. So we have lots of fall activities. So we'll be doing pumpkin picking, apple picking. We go to the Fright Fest thing, we go to all the costume contests, we go to other Halloween things. So it gets pretty busy from now all the way through October. Yeah, Yeah. Alright, anyway, here we are with, I'm going to start right here with the peas. Getting nice and big. Oh, here. Looks pretty good, actually. They're kind of slouching a little bit because they're getting taller. And that's kind of wound around here now. Let's take that off. There we go. But they're getting taller. I kept the stakes and everything, the trellis that we used over in Ayden's section when he had the beans over there. I still have that. I kept it just in case we need it for this area. But so far so good. It's looking good. We have our lettuce coming in real good here. You can see the rows of that. Bush beans are now dying out. I have some right here. There's a few more on here that are smaller. Oh, I just found a big one. There's a few on here that are smaller that will get bigger and then we'll take them off. But it's definitely kind of slowing down. The nights are colder now. Today's hot. Today's like the 85 or something like that. And it's supposed to be in the 80s all week. But at night, it really plummets. It gets pretty cold at night. So I think that whole temperature change obviously is changing our garden. But so far the fall garden is just, it's doing fantastic. Hence the fall garden. It likes that weather. Okay, let's see here. Green peppers. Doing amazing. This plant is, see? We've got lots of peppers on here. You know, they're getting there. They're growing. There's a whole bunch of them. See all of them? All in here. This plant here has just a ton. There's lots of babies still coming in. This plant back here still has that one on there that seems to not be getting much bigger. It's somewhere over here. I'll show you. Right in there. I don't see any others on it. I don't see any babies. I don't see anything other than that one. So we'll see what happens. It might be done. Who knows? Alright, green onion. I don't know. I mean, there are some still coming in. Right here, this row, and over here. But not the greatest. I don't know if the cold weather killed it too soon. Like it got too cold too soon. But we do have some. So we'll see what happens with those. Alright, celery is celery. Still a ton of it. I keep watching for this because I don't want this to go bad. We just kind of pick it as we need it. And so far so good. But I don't want it to like die out. So I am watching it. We'll see how long this can go. I can't remember. I know I read about it, but I can't remember what it said about going through the fall. I can't remember. So what I'm trying to do is build this whole thing. After the peppers are done and those beans are done, the beans will come out. The celery will come out when that's ready. But I want to check on that and see if that's can be a fall crop. I can't remember. I know I read it, but I can't remember what it said. Because I am going to do the cover over this, the dome, over this whole thing, because it will eventually be just fall garden completely through. Alright, this is our zucchini. I think I need to come in and trim it a little bit more. It's still doing really good. We do have zucchini on here. There's actually one, I don't know if you can see it, right there. This one's doing well. We have a little guy on there, a couple of them. And I pulled out all of the yellow squash because the yellow squash is dead. There's really, we got some, not nearly as much as I had hoped for. So, and I did check and it is too late now to plant it and have it, you know, have us get some yellow squash before it's too cold out. So, next year. Alright guys, this whole bed here, I'm going to show you, this whole bed is, I'm doing here is what I'm doing here. So everything in here, we had spring and summer garden, in here. We had potatoes here. We had a lot of, oh, my phone, sorry. We had a lot of broccoli in here. And is that it? I think we had all broccoli and potatoes right here. Everything got harvested, pulled it out, replanted for the fall. So now we have carrots. These are rows right here of carrots. This is lettuces. Different. This is a different kind of lettuce than that. That lettuce over there is a butter crunch. I believe that's what it's called. And this is the mixed varieties, because I like those mixed ones. So it's a lot of lettuce. And then here's Swiss chard, more Swiss chard. And then 2 bush beans. We planted 3, something ate the one in the middle. So we have the 2 left. Everything's doing amazing. So these cold temperatures aren't affecting it. They're doing really, really, really good. And I mean, that makes me really, really, really happy. Okay. So as I mentioned, I planted Swiss chard over there. It was like all the rave. I did some research on it, and it's like a powerhouse plant to eat. So it's got lots of good stuff in there for you. And I have tried it I fry it up with my eggs. Actually, what I do is I fry it up with some zucchini, some garlic, onions, and you know, you fry it all up in your cast iron and eggs. It's delicious, like in anything. So we have this Swiss chard. This is what we harvest from when we need it inside. And then I planted more because it did really good and it tastes delicious. So we have some now, we'll have some after. This is our asparagus. So from what I understand, this asparagus, we kind of threw it in here. We kind of threw it in here because of, we just had it and wanted to see. I mean, sometimes you just got to experiment, right? You just got to throw it in the ground and see what happens. See if it grows. And it's growing. And from what I understand, it's supposed to get really, really tall. Like, I've seen it on other people's videos that it's like wicked tall. So I don't know how tall this is going to get. It's definitely growing, as you can see. We've got it, you know, good ways up here. But we'll see what happens. I don't think that's a cold weather. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'll find out. Good old Mr. Google Pants, huh? What would we do without him? I don't know. I was born in 1974. How did I live without Google and all the technology we have now, right? And I'm not a fan of technology. How ironic. Okay, guys, my tomatoes. My tomatoes. I love this crop. It's probably my favorite crop out of everything I grow. You'll probably hear that from a lot of people, actually. Tomatoes seem to be like a hot commodity because, you know, they're not that cheap in the store and they're not very good in the store. Like, Ayden won't eat a store-bought tomato. He won't. Even if it says vine ripened or whatever, he won't eat it. But he'll devour our tomatoes. I always say, if you want your kids to eat their vegetables, let them grow them. They'll eat them. Emmy.
Yeah?
I had an idea.
What?
Should we maybe wait to go to Six Flags and instead of today going, make your costumes? What do you think? You have a audition tomorrow for the Nutcracker.
Would we get the boxes today and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I haven't even talked to Daddy yet about it, but that's what I'm wondering.
I'll go and ask Ayden.
See what he wants to do and ask Daddy.
Ask me what?
Oh, there he is. Kale, you guys saw me harvest all this, right? Yeah. So, it's still going. And some of Ayden's broccoli is growing in here that he planted. I don't know if that's going to come to fruition, but it is there. And then let's go check our awesome cabbage heads that are growing so beautifully. I love this. Getting pretty big. Nice, nice. Oh yeah. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think I counted that. There's 6 sort of probably anywhere from grapefruit size to, I don't know, bigger. And a whole bunch of smaller ones that are various sizes. So that's good because we can keep harvesting as we need it. That's a lot of cabbage. I harvested the 3 heads. I made stuffed cabbage. I made coleslaw. And the other one is chopped up in my freezer to use for other things. I like to use it sometimes in like cooking, frying, and that kind of thing. So I'm happy about this. My first crop ever, and it's successful. Spinach, that's just kind of, I feel like it's not getting much bigger. Kids are phasing this out. They're feeding it to the rabbits. This is the lettuce right here. They're feeding all that to the rabbits, and yeah, so we'll see. So an update on seeing the houses yesterday. We saw 3 houses yesterday. The first one we were most excited about. That's the one in Chicopee, and it had a barn and everything, but that's why I was saying that it always looks better on paper. These realtors like to jazz it up to sound great, yet when you get in there, you're going to see the truth. So I'm not quite sure why they do that. But anyway, it just wasn't going to work. The second one, huge house, over 2,000 square feet. This house is giant. Needs a whole kitchen, and not necessarily a bad thing. I can do that, but the price they want for it and the price that we could possibly get it down to doesn't justify having to put in a whole new kitchen on top of the other updates that it needs. It needs, all the floors are just completely worn. They need to be sanded and redone. And in the basement, it's a finished basement, but it's just the drywall put up. There's, in most places, not even all the places. I still had that sort of on the list for possibility because I can do that stuff and make it what we want. And I mean, if I had to put in a new kitchen, at least it would be a kitchen exactly how I want it. So I don't know, we'll see about that, but probably not, just because of the price point. The third one, I'm not too thrilled about this because I'm not quite sure why we were brought to see this house. It is over $100,000 over our budget. So it's probably $130,000 over our budget. And it's gorgeous. And you see why it's that much money. But I don't know why we were brought to see that, because there's no way we would afford that. Unless there has like a little apartment with it. So unless we were able to rent that out, yeah, it's just way past. I mean, this had 18 acres. It had stables for horses. It had the chicken coop. It had all this. It already had the electric fence in place. It had water. And then on top of the house itself was gorgeous. And then it had the apartment. It had a 2-car garage with a lift in it, which Matt was just like drooling over. It would be amazing, but I just said that's not fair. He shouldn't have shown us that. He said he was trying to show us what you can get is sort of a bang for your buck. And I said, well, if we don't have the bucks to pay for something that expensive, there's no bang, because we can't afford it. Alright guys, let's check out the rabbits, who are all hanging out, sleeping, stretched out. Hello guys! Sleeping. Look at you cutie pies. They're getting so big. Look, yeah. You see us coming? Going to sleep? It's hot out here, huh? Look at, you can see him stretched out behind her. There's his legs. So, this one is S'more. They call her S'mores. This one is Peaches. That is Toothless. That's Cottontail. And that is Peter. What's up? You need some water? Oh, you do. Is that one empty too? Alright. Time to have Emmy get out here and fill them up. They go through so much water, it's insane. We come out twice a day and fill these up. Alright guys, so that's it. That is our update for today. There will be more to come. Ayden's birthday party's coming up. I'm planning for that. It's in 3 weeks from today. And he's having a a haunted Western ghost town theme. So, house will be a haunted house, like a ghost town. I got Aaron and my 16-year-old, and he's got some friends that are gonna come and help. We'll have one of the, those giant lawn games that people have. Our aunt and uncle has some of those they're gonna bring by. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll do a fire, and lots of games and stuff. So that'll be fun. And I do have a couple things. I'm not gonna say them quite yet, but I do have a few things that I'm gonna be doing regarding the garden. So stay tuned for that.